When you're 20, 21, 22, 23 and you've just watched the royal wedding.
Yes.
And somebody tells you marriage is a contract, you're like, wait, it's a legal undertaking.
Yeah, all you want to know is how beautiful will your dress be and how long should your trail be, right?
Seriously. Yeah. And whether I'll have the flowers I want. And how whether the cake is on time and the caterer and the pilau won't be dry. So, like I said, Sociology 101, University of Nairobi, Gandhi Wing, I think the year was 1993. Marriage is a contract.
Absolutely.
You know, when you're 20, 21, 22, 23 and you've just watched the royal wedding.
Yes.
And somebody tells you marriage is a contract, you're like, wait, it's a legal undertaking.
Yeah, all you want to know is how beautiful will your dress be and how long should your trail be, right?
Seriously. Yeah. And whether I'll have the flowers I want. And how whether the cake is on time and the caterer and the pilau won't be dry.
It is such a serious contract.
I know that. That's why I've invited you, because I've realized more and more and more, and I say this because there's too many under 30s in my life whose marriages haven't lasted a year. And while in my mother's time, and even in the case of my friends who are divorced, it was not out there. Now more and more, it is.
True.
It is. It's a serious legal undertaking.
Yes, it is. You've got to have capacity. You've got to have consented. So all the ingredients of contract,
of a contract
have to be there. It's privity between the two of you.
Nairobi. Yes.
And therefore, and so in getting, you've got to pay thought to what it is that you're getting into. It's not about just the wedding, more the marriage.
Yes.
Yeah, and the things that you have. People sign.
Yes.
That certificate is not just a certificate, it's your contract.
That paperwork
exactly.
is serious.
It's very serious.
Can I just sidebar here? I remember a couple of years ago, a friend of mine had an accident.
Yeah.
And, he was actually with his sweetheart at the time. But she wasn't there. But she was among the first people to get to where we were,
Okay.
When it was actually concluded that he needed surgery, we called Madam.
Yes.
Because apparently nobody else signs that paperwork.
Of course, next of kin.
When your paperwork is the one who the doctors listen to.
No, it's very serious.
So we called them to say, come here, you exercise your vows, Madam.
Yeah. In sickness and in health. Now it's in sickness, come to this. Yeah.
It's the first time we realized that piece of paper, what? And then the hospital will not.
That's why people get so surprised that, unfortunately when things don't go well, that it takes it's such a fuss to get it dissolved.
Yes.
And they wonder, look,
we are done.
We are not getting along well.
Yes.
He's tired, I'm tired. We both are clear that we don't need to get, we can't go in, it's not viable. So what's the big fuss? But it's a big fuss because it's a contract that you got into, and extricating yourselves from it must be done properly. Yeah, it's a process. It's got to be done properly.
So once again, I'll use myself as an example. We had something wonderful. 6 months, 7 months later, I come to you, or he comes to you, and he says, "You know what, Rose? No. Just no.
It's not working.
It's not working. So, where do I sign?"
Well, the first thing, of course, that I'll ask is, when did you say the marriage was? And they say 7 months. Then we say, well, the law does need you to first stay in there, because the law actually provides that divorce will be done after 3 years. If it's a civil marriage.
I'm so sorry if I'm one of those people who told you 2.
No, it's 3. It's 3 years if it's a civil marriage. Okay? Now, so if it is that I can't stand this anymore, and we're bored and we're not being able to communicate.
We're not getting along at all.
Exactly.
It's
then
done.
You've got to wait. Now,
okay. Let me. Now I'm gonna be 25. I'm like, what if I found out in the time between us coming from our honeymoon to the day I walked into your office, he'd had a baby with somebody else? I mean, it's over, Bwana.
Okay. Well, this is the thing.
We can't just be done?
No, you can't just be done. There's got to be process. But where there's extreme depravity, or where there is extreme cruelty, for instance, then you can seek leave of court to bring it earlier than the 3 months. Although that is, 3 years. Although that's still under conversation, because remember, we got a new Marriage Act, in 2014. And there's something that we call rules. Rules are the ones that enable or that help us know the nitty-gritties of the process.
Sociology 101.
In the old Marriage Act and Matrimonial etc., there was the rule that said very clearly you can actually come and you will come through this process and you will go to the court, and these are the documents that you will show to the court to make it to help the court allow you to come earlier.
So in your pleadings to the court, or as my lawyer, you were able to say she really
would say there is reason.
Caroline needs to be extracted from this. Yeah.
There is extreme reason why a leave should be granted, that it may be earlier than the 3 years.
Yes.
So currently we're still working on those rules because they're not there.
So as we stand,
the old rules.
If I walked in today.
If you walked in today, I would still make that application, and I would be able to, I think I'd be able to persuade the court. Because again, there's the issue of life and limb. If of course you're being beaten up in that marriage,
but
then you have no business.
Really our issue is, we just, no.
Nah, if you're just bored or you're just being a little silly and you don't want to, and you know, this is not how you expected it to be and it's no longer as romantic.
What if he comes to you and says, she's cheated on me and it's public? What if he tells you that? It's still 3.
Has there been cruelty that is a danger to your life and your limb? I will take that to the court.
My heart is broken. I can barely work.
You see, actually,
I'm a mess. I have been shamed in public.
The spirit of the law regarding marriage
I
is
cannot
all
walk
about
through the streets of Nairobi.
Because you're ashamed and all of that. Due diligence, maybe you should have been a little careful with that. Yeah? Okay.
Rose!
The truth of the matter is that there is the law. There is the law, and that's what the law says. There will be instances when you may be able to go and make a good persuasive argument to the court. Maybe we could stretch yours and say now...
let's stick with my issue.
Yes.
He cheated on me publicly. He's seeing somebody else. Okay. And my heart is broken.
Yes.
And I've had to delete my Instagram account and everything. No, don't laugh. Because if she's 25, 26, 27...
Those are very important. No, it's very important. Even,
We can start in 3 years.
You can start in 3 years, okay? And in the meantime, the things that you'll be told to do, which of course you'll not want to be listening to, is have you tried marital counseling? Have parents come into the picture? It's probably too young to already start thinking divorce.
We can't get a Vegas divorce.
Sorry?
There's no such thing as a Vegas divorce.
Well, if it was a Vegas marriage, maybe you can get a Vegas divorce. But if it was a marriage,
it was contracted here
in the 5 ways that we know in Kenya, then you deal with it in the 5. In the way that the Act has said that you deal with divorce in any of those marriages. And maybe it's important to know it's a Christian marriage, it's a civil marriage. It's a customary marriage, Hindu and Muslim.
Yes.
And each of them have got the way that it will be done.
I know my law.
So you do.
I have
totally impressed, and of course
relatives and friends. I have the chick who has sat outside court with a novel as I waited.
I know.
So I've been there.
Yes.
You've heard, 3 years. Delete the Instagram if you got to. But if she's your lawyer, it's 3 years, my friends. And then we can start talking. Okay? So, now you know. Sociology 101. Gandhi wing. Marriage is a contract I have never forgotten. Subscribe. Come back.